Hi, everyone. So, this message is going to be for anyone who is dealing with a difficult person. I'd like to do a 3-card spread with a tarot deck and 2 oracle decks just to see if we can give you some information on whether or not you can put a permanent end to this situation, what the actual problem is, what temporary fixes we could possibly put in place. But again, this is for anyone who really feels like they're just dealing with an impossible person in a very difficult situation. So I'm going to lay 3 tarot cards. And then in each of these positions, I'm going to put a prism oracle. And then finally, I'm going to do an archetype card in each of these positions just to see if we can get some help for you for dealing with whoever this very challenging or difficult person is that's in your energy. So let's see. So we're starting with Ace of Swords, Fear, and the Warrior. So the Warrior card is telling me that you perhaps, this is a situation that you probably cannot get out of, at least right away. So what do I mean by that? So for example, if you are dealing with an ex because you still share custody with children, or this is a boss that you have. So of course you have to deal with your boss every day, whether or not you want to. This is a situation where you have to deal with it, at least for now. I think that this warrior spirit and fear are kind of 2 separate energies, because I feel like this person may be trying to keep you in a state of fear. This person might be trying to make you feel more limited than you actually are. I'm also getting a sense with this fear card, because there's a doorway, or what looks to be a doorway in this brick wall. I feel like someone, every time you try to make a move, someone just stands in your way, is what this is giving me. But yet, even though this person is trying to make you feel in a state of fear, this Ace of Swords is telling me that you understand that that's the truth in the situation. You know your own truth. You know that you are not small in this situation, but you also are limited in the situation, in the sense that you can't just break free of this person forever because of something else that ties the 2 of you together. But I do see you being very insightful, very brave, very intelligent with this Ace of Swords. Even though this person keeps trying to stand directly in your way, I do get the sense with this Warrior card that you're expressing yourself in a very definitive and strong way. And maybe that's been a change for you, because I'm also sensing with this Fear card that perhaps in the past, this person did make you feel fearful, or did make you feel limited or small. But it's almost like I can see you stepping into your warrior energy, because you're holding this sword of truth. And this sword of truth is really telling you that this doesn't have to be the way that this person is saying it has to be, just because they're saying it. So does that make sense? That I feel like there is way more to this situation, that perhaps this was meant for your growth. Often when we encounter very difficult relationships, karmic, as they say, relationships, we do get the sense that we are meant to learn something, to grow. And I can see you doing that. I see you growing from fear to the warrior, because you see the truth in the situation. You understand that this person was trying to keep you small. They're used to you feeling small, but I feel like this change inside of you, it's almost made you stronger. And now you're showing up as the archetype of the warrior. So I like that. It's a long-standing problem that you cannot shake loose, but you're getting stronger and stronger as the days and the years for some of you go by. So the problem here is strength, space, and the creator. I feel like this person plays games with you, with the creator and space. It feels like this person never really gives you what you need in a situation, which tracks with what I saw here, because it feels like this person Whenever you try to advance something, they just stand in your way, regardless of what that is. Even if it contradicts what they did yesterday, they just stand in your way for the purpose of standing in your way. And so I do get the sense that they are creating this problem in the situation. This space card tells me that they're really not taking this seriously, that they're being evasive, perhaps. There's a lot of ego involved. The strength card often represents our ego. So I feel like this person just has a lot of pride, and it's almost like they don't want you to win. So they could be literally losing at something, but they're standing in your way so that you don't win. It's like this very childish, I'm almost getting a childish energy off of this creator, that they're just creating issues. Their ego is in the way. They refuse to take accountability. It's this type of energy that these three cards are giving me. It's like, it's not a grown-up energy. It's very playful. It's very childish. It's potentially very underdeveloped. It's childish. It's immature. It's like someone who had an arrested development sometime when they were growing up is what this is giving me, and that their ego rules the day and they don't want you to turn into a warrior. So they just keep throwing roadblocks in front of you, in front of these open doorways, but you can see it. And this is how I know that this is not, if this was something you could walk away from or cut a tie with, you would, because you have the Ace of Swords here. So this is how I know that the relationship is deeper than just the two of you. There might be other people that bind you. There could be children, there could be relatives, there could be co-workers, projects. It could be a number of things, but there's some reason that you still have to deal with this person, even though they're being extremely childish and difficult. So let's see. So then we have Seven of Cups, Balance, and the Orphan. So there's a few messages coming through from this on perhaps a way that you can put your own mind at ease, to put your own thoughts at ease, to balance your own emotions. So the Seven of Cups is really not knowing what to do to solve a problem, because you're not the problem. Someone else is solving the problem and you can't get out of it, is the energy that I'm getting from you and the cards right now. But I do see with this Balance and the Orphan, you are ascending, you are learning, you are growing. We saw that with the Warrior card. We know that you are ascending and you are growing directly because of what this person has been and is putting you through. So you are learning, you are expanding, you're transcending, you're ready for a new phase, but you can't get there because you have to be tied to this person for whatever reason that was. So I can see that you don't know what to do. But then I see Balance in your heart chakra, and I see the Orphan. The Orphan can sometimes be about accepting a situation for what it is, and that is how you find peace in your heart. So let's try to go through this a little bit, because it's easier said than done. And you starting within, tapping into your heart chakra, tapping in perhaps to your inner child, trying to find an answer there, accepting the fact that you don't know what to do is step one, that there may be nothing you can do specifically about this other than the way you react to it. And Balance and the Orphan are asking you to react to it in a very balanced and accepting kind of way, to grieve this situation for what it is, the disappointment it causes, the roadblocks that are in your way, but also to acknowledge that despite this person's attempts to put roadblocks in your way, you're still turning into a major badass with the Warrior. The Warrior is one of the biggest badasses in the archetypal deck. So I can see that this situation is having you become that. You're getting stronger. You're getting more experience. You're getting more intuitive. You're getting braver. You're growing and expanding. You're seeing the truth. And I feel like the Orphan and Balance are telling you that once you accept that, then I think the answers are going to become more clear. Then you're going to feel like you're being let out of spiritual jail, because this does feel like spiritual jail. And sometimes our angels force us into these little jail cells until we learn why we're in that jail cell in the first place, and then suddenly we can be released from it. So that's giving me this. So I guess, like, to give you some random example to help you maybe understand what I'm talking about. Again, random example. If you share custody with someone and they refuse to pay for their share of expenses, or they refuse to pay their child support or things of that nature, again, example, this could be, if you're the one who's always paying for everything and you're saying to yourself, this is not fair, this is not fair, I'm banging my head against the wall, I keep arguing with this person, they owe me this, they owe me that. With orphan imbalance, it's almost taking a position of saying, you know what? I don't need them. My child needs me. I am blessed and happy and grateful that I am able to pay for my children and to be able to have this experience with my children. They are the ones who are missing out. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm doing there? It's like ways of flipping the script on how you see a situation. And that's where the balance, the acceptance is going to come through. And I feel like that's when the situation is really going to change for you. But as long as you continue to resist it and you continue to fight against it and you continue to point out, but this person is the immature one. I agree with you. This person is the immature one, but this person is also missing out because of what you're doing. So try to reframe that is really the message that's coming through here. And I really hope that that was helpful for someone, that came through in the way it was meant to come through. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.